today we're going to be working on my E39 M5. Hey guys, I look E30 Off-Road, and today we're going to take care of an issue that's pretty common on these cars, and we're going to replace the window regulator. This is actually a very common failure point on these cars. I've actually replaced the other side twice already since owning this car. I think I've had it for like 4 or 5 years. Never had to replace the passenger side, but my luck finally ran out. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys how to do the process. It's relatively easy. It's not hard. It's just a pain in the butt, and we're going to get my window fixed. Now, like I said before, this is actually a very common problem, and it has to do with the design of the regulator. And we've had to do it a couple times on the driver's side because the parts you use to replace that matter. And the OEM parts are pretty expensive. Just the window regulator kit without the motor is like $400, $300. It's pretty pricey. And you're going to be really tempted to go with like O'Reilly's brand or AutoZone brand, like Dorman. Don't do it. Don't do it. You're gonna regret it if you go with those, because I had a Dorman on that side. I installed it and it failed within 4 months, and I barely drive this car. Yeah, so the lifetime warranty is worthless if you're gonna have to constantly be replacing the window regulators because they keep breaking. So if you're gonna get the parts, I recommend getting the actual German versions. And we went to Pelican parts to get ours. We're not sponsored by these guys. I've been using them to get most of my parts for the E39 for a couple of years now, mainly because they're based out of the SoCal area. They're based out of LA. So anytime I order from them, with their cheapest shipping, ground shipping, which is usually free if your order's over $100, I get it next day. And they have almost everything I've needed in stock. So when I shop, I go to them first. Yes, there are others out there like ECS Tuning and all those, right, that are, you know, boutique shops for this stuff, but they're across the country. So anytime I order parts from them, it takes days, weeks to show up. I prefer these guys just for that reason. And sometimes these guys are they're cheaper too. So let's go ahead and take this apart, and then we'll show you guys the regulator we're using. Okay, now before we can actually take this off, there's 2 screws we have to take out. One of them is sitting behind that little flap you see right there, T20 bit. And then there's a second one inside the vent, little screw in there. And you do want to kind of tuck it in because we actually want to feed that through. Now let's take out this one. Nice. No idea where that went. Now once those 2 bolts are out, the next thing we need to do is start to pop this off. Pry tools obviously help. Just make sure it's thick ones so you can actually get some of the clips. But what really helps is one of these kind of pry tools, right? That allows you to separate them so that you don't damage too many of these clips. Just kind of go along the bottom and pop it all off. And once those are all off, it doesn't just pop out. It's got to go over this, and it's got to go over the lip too. There it is. Now that we have this kind of semi out, there's a couple connections we got to take off. One of them is that light at the bottom, and then the other is this switch. We got to take this switch out because the cables for it are sitting there kind of holding everything together. Now it is fairly normal for this top piece to come off. And what I usually like to do when it comes to this piece back here is there's a little bit of foam in here. So I usually like to take that little piece of foam out and then going from behind it, push it out. And that allows you to get to the connector. There's no way to get this connector unless you push this out. And once it's out, that should give you the space you need to take this off. And then this one is just kind of feed it right back here with it. Now we can put this to the side somewhere. Now this always pops off. This is a piece that goes like right in here, but on the other side, pops off every time, so don't forget to save it. Now that we got all this stuff off, we need to take off the airbag, we need to take off the speaker, and we need to roll back a lot of this sound treatment. Now this sound treatment is just kind of glued on, so it's very easy to come off, and then this is just a couple of bolts that holds it into place. If you're doing the airbag, it's always best to disconnect the battery to protect yourself because you don't want that going off in your face. And then let the car sit for a couple minutes before you do, otherwise that will blow up in your face. These 3 airbag bolts are 10 mil. So it's a connector, and then there's a slidey bit. That slidey bit's got to come off because that's hooked up to the airbag. There's a little pin there. I guess on my other one the pin was broken because it would just slide off like nothing. On this one, not so much. There you go. There's a little pin right there. The bottom, that'll get it to slide off. Okay, now the speaker's held in by 3 bolts. You have 1, 2, and 3, and then you got to disconnect these components too, right? So make sure you disconnect these first so you don't stretch out any cables. There it is. Just put it off to the side. Now to take this off, it's very easy. It just peels off, and it has like this little residue underneath, right? That kind of holds it into place. Don't worry, it'll stick back on. It's not a big deal. You can tell on this one it's been removed already a few times. So yeah, you just kind of start eating it away. Try to keep the cables there. Don't take the cables with you. Now typically I haven't had to remove that, but I think on this one I'm going to, just so that you guys can see what we're doing. One thing I wish BMW did here, which I don't understand, right? They're Germans. Everything is the same bolt. It's like, why is there 3 different kinds of bolts in here? Why can't it all be the same kind? That gives us access to our regulator to see what's going on and why this thing isn't moving up and down correctly. So right now, it's not obvious. I'm gonna hook up my power back up and I'll be right back.
A few moments later.
Okay, so I temporarily hooked up my battery. Put this connection back on here. So you can see that it's moving down. Then it gets stuck. See how this goes loose? There's something over here on this side. And usually these little guides, those little wheels down at the bottom, you see right there? Those are the ones that usually break. There's 4 of them. I have a feeling one of those is broken or there's some kind of kink in the line. And it gets stuck. Let's go ahead and get the glass out. Next step we need to do is take the glass off, and to take the glass off you have to basically loosen the holders, right? These and this holds the glass, and you could use the same T20 bit to get that loosened up, and then you just pull out the glass from the top. You could do this by yourself, but ideally you should have 2 people to do this job. So those are loose now, and that should allow the glass to go up. So Christian, go ahead and slowly start pulling. Oh, be careful, don't angle too much. Okay, there you go, glass is up. Can you do me a favor, bud, as while I'm finishing up, can you clean that bottom piece?
That bottom? Okay.
Yeah, get some water and some rags and get it nice and clean. Thank you, bud.
Is this rag good to use for the glass?
Seriously? Now the next piece we need to take off is this. This right here is our regulator. We have to release the motor bracket, right? So that's this little bolt here. That's got to come out. I think that's a T20 as well. That bolt right there has to come off. I think that's a 10 mil. That bolt has to come off. That's a 10 mil. And then there's 2 more bolts at the top. One here and one here. You can barely see it through there. That's the T20, I think. And then the other one is right there. So you do need kind of a long bit to get to both of those. And you can actually scope this out from the top too. You'll actually see it from the top. Don't lose that bolt. You'll actually need it. Oh, I see the problem right here. The cable stopper broke. Alright, so there guys, you can see the bolt coming out, right? It's kind of crooked, but you can also see the problem. There's a little plastic stopper for that cable, and that's what's causing the problem. Yeah, look at that. There it is. What is that, Christian?
That's just from cleaning the bottom part of the window.
I know, that's why I'm having you clean it, because it's gross.
Don't fall, don't fall, don't fall.
Now, if it does fall, it doesn't matter. It's going to fall down in here. It just sucks if it gets stuck back here somewhere. And then finally, guys, don't forget this one. This is the motor mount. Now, keep in mind, we are going to reuse this motor. I did that to save a little bit of money. And there is a little bracket behind it, so... I need some low profile bits so I don't have to do this with the ratchet. Now this should come out, but it's not an easy process for it to come out. It's basically kind of like, I lied, I guess. This one is so broken that it's just falling apart. This should not fall apart like this, by the way. It should stay together. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? There's one more screw right there we have to disconnect. Forgot to take off one more screw. So there's 3 viewpoints. And that's because there's another screw in there somewhere. Weasel it out, and then don't forget to disconnect the motor. And there it is. And this is the part that broke right here. Dumb little plastic piece ruined this. Frustrating. I need to get that motor out, so I'm gonna do that next, because this motor right here gets reused. These motors usually last a pretty good time. Let's get the other one off, unboxed, and let's see what we got. Alright, now this is the new regulator. Euro, I think it's one of the German brands. It's basically the equivalent of the BMW name brands, and you'll see the mechanism is basically open, right? And there's some zip ties. We gotta cut those off, and then we gotta take this mechanism and put it on top of that. All those come off, and you reuse those bolts on this one. Need that. And again, don't forget to cut these off. You can't screw this up because the motor literally only goes one way. Looks like this one has one less bolt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one only needs 4. So it is a little bit different. There it is. Now, from what I've heard, the brand you want is the one with the pink wheels. The pink wheel ones are the ones that last longer. So we're gonna save this bolt for the next time, I guess. Now, if you guys will see, this is a little bit different, right? It's following the T20 bits throughout. So this one comes with its own bolts at the bottom. So we're gonna have to take these off. And then this basically goes on this way, the way you're seeing it right now, right? This is what's actually gonna hold on the glass. We're gonna leave them tight for now. This will slide in the bottom. And then this has a slightly different bracket to hold on. So it looks like that was a Dorman. So that's why it's a little bit different, but this has a different bracket to hold on to the frame. So hopefully it holds on a little bit better. And yes, the cables do end up kind of like twisted, right? The way it tells you where it's at is based on these. Okay, getting this in does suck a little bit. You kind of have to like wiggle everything in there and then kind of fit it. But it's stuck on everything. And this one we can just kind of put it in. And there we go. We at least got the bottom in. All right, you guys can see that. And now we just gotta align the tops and then we can tighten everything up. Depending on the one you get, some of them will have a clip, but the real good German ones will have a full-on clip that goes into that rail. So we have to loosen this up. Ah, those are different. This is a E27. Wow, they gotta change it up on us, man. So we're gonna get this aligned with that rail. We gotta make sure that it's behind that rail because it's gonna use that rail to grab it. And you can look from the top to get everything aligned where it needs to be. So put it through the hole, and then put it in through that hole. Line down there so we can tighten this up. And it doesn't need much, guys, so don't overdo it. Now we can tighten up the bottom ones. On this one, we did have to get a wrench to hold it back. The back was a 19. Now, you don't want to go too tight here because that's the actual mechanism. This one went in okay. This one, for whatever reason, wouldn't let me tighten it up. So we had to break out an extra wrench. Now, we need to get these to come down so that we can install the glass. So it's up there, so we're just putting it down enough so that we can install the glass. And then just loosen these up and opening them up so we can accept the glass too. Now it's the glass part, the part you hate. Hand it over, bud, and just be real careful when you put it in. Oh my God, you're putting so many fingerprints on it. Okay, be careful, be careful. Wait, go that way first. Let it come down, and then you should be able to get the rest. I got it over here. You got it aligned? Let's give it a little bit of a tightening just to make sure we're good.
Don't get too much.
We have to do enough so that it holds it. Lift up your side, please. The front. A little bit more. Okay, let it come back down. Okay, just give it a quick test. Make sure we're good. Okay, there it is.
Look how clean that looks.
And tighten this up.
How tight do you want to go?
Just a little bit. I think we are good, so now we're going to put everything back together. That back in. Place it right there. And it just kind of starts fitting back into place, right? This rubber stuff just kind of sticks. So yeah, guys, you don't have to worry about this being like uber perfect because, again, the heat and it just being held in place will correct it. Now we're gonna put the speaker in, but a common mistake people make is where to route the cables, right? Because there's a bunch of little cables going through here, and this one's gotta go down, and there's a channel here for that cable. So I think this one goes over the top. This one definitely goes down through the bottom. And yes, you can just disconnect the light. Now, don't forget this thing. It's supposed to go right there. Don't forget that this thing always pops off when you do this thing, so. This should go here.
Your lock thing in?
There it is. Hopefully you have it lined right and start popping it in. Yeah, I know. Oh, I forgot. I forgot to do this.
Alright, your fat head.
I know. And don't forget in here, so that the clip there grabs on. This will just kind of tuck in and it pops in. This goes in there. Let's forget which way is it. Is it up? Is it down? It's up. There we go. Alright, she's all set. Alright, Christian. Get in there and turn her on. Okay, so we got it in. There she goes. All the way down. Okay, once you're all done, make sure that this went in all the way, because this is a common mistake people make, right? You gotta hook that up so that it clears it, and then yeah, everything is working now. Happy with the way it turned out. Again, guys, we're not sponsored by them, but if you need to get parts, get them from Pelican Parts. I'm really happy with the service I've gotten from them over the years. And, you know, just like ECS Tuning, they're one of the few shops that keep parts around for these babies so we can keep them going. Alright guys, so that's it for this video. Just a quick video on some more work on our E39. We've been kind of neglecting her for a little bit. I haven't driven her much, but we're going to get more videos on her as we, you know, take her through another little quick maintenance cycle on her. We got a lot of things coming up on it. So questions, comments below. Please consider subscribing, and thank you for watching.